Hello and welcome to Talk Good Game. It's just finished. Southampton 1, West Ham United 2. You're joined by myself and Mike. We're here to discuss the highlights of the action and what our take on overall is. Mike, it took 3 minutes for us to get a bit of a scare, if you like. Our right back position. Southampton twice got in behind Antonio, and one of them, Danny Ings, put through one and went close. And it sort of, were you afraid at this point?
I was very afraid, to be honest with you, because Antonio has never filled me with a great deal of faith playing at right back. Now, I know he works hard. I know he's a unit and he's got pace and he's got strength and he's got all that. But I got a feeling he was going to be targeted through the game. And I just thought, oh, this is a real sign of things to come. And I thought that could be a weakness. But it turned out I was wrong.
Yeah, I was about the same. I mean, I thought they'd come at him. Southampton have been playing it quite wide recently, and I thought, great, they're going to come for Antonio. And in front of him, he's also got an inexperienced youngster as well. So he's not got someone. If you had someone a bit more experienced in front of you, you don't need to worry about the left back or anyone coming forward because you know the guy in front of you's got that covered. So while he's right back, he sort of had to keep half an eye on Diangana as well to make sure he was doing his job. Then he's got Diop next to him, who's not really played with, etc. And I felt a bit sorry for him, but there was a couple of times you were frustrated because he did a misplaced pass a couple of times and he was dawdling on the ball, and that's got nothing to do with right back. Whether you're a right back, right midfield, centre mid, it doesn't matter. You don't do those things, and he was doing some things where your position is irrelevant. But he had a big task, and for the first 3 minutes, he was struggling a little bit. But on the 20th minute, Mike, we got our big chance. Creswell, skipper in the side tonight, put in that cross we've all been waiting for Masuaku to start doing. Fell to Perez, and well, I almost thought it was 1-0 before Perez kicked it. I thought this is 1-0.
Given that it sounds such a cliche to go, how much are you paid to miss a chance like that? But he's a striker. That is a clean-cut chance. It was quite funny. It was like their defence just almost ran away from him and left him completely alone, all alone in that penalty area. It's on his left foot. He's left-footed. He looks across, and he somehow manages to scuff it. He seems to deflect his own shot onto his other standing foot, doesn't he? And you're like, how did you screw that up, mate? That is what your job is as a striker, is to take that chance. Because Perez didn't really do much other than have 2 shots at goal in that game, did he? It wasn't like he was creating a load of opportunities, whatever. That is what he is there to do, and he fluffed his lines with that game. It was a shocker, but at that point, I thought we were by far the better team. After that first 5 minutes, I thought we had stepped it up, and I did think more chances will come, which obviously they did. But it was a bit weird. Going back to your earlier point, I was surprised. That was my one worry about the lineup, by the way, was Antonio with Diangana, an inexperienced player. I would have played Snodgrass from the off on the right, so that he had someone who was going to work back as well a bit more. But hey, it worked out in the end, as we all know now. But you know what I mean.
I was frustrated for Perez because he actually helps start the move that he gets. He gets it from Antonio, I think, in the halfway line. He gives it out to Anderson, he gives it to Creswell. Gets the ball back. He does everything right. He runs into the box and he just holds back and lets the defenders keep running. He just gives himself that couple of yards. And like you said, it's come onto his left foot, and how he's missed it, I do not know. Snodgrass had a couple of long-range efforts, but there wasn't much else to talk about in the first half. As Mike said, I thought we stepped up a little bit. And while we weren't great, I thought Southampton were very underwhelming for what is, bar a couple of players, their first 11. I don't think they were taking advantage of what there was to be taken advantage of, for example. And I think it allowed us to grow in confidence a little bit and us get a little foothold in the game. Half-time, Mike went in 0-0, and then it wasn't 3-4 minutes into the second half. It was 1-0 Southampton, and possibly the most West Ham goal you'll ever see. A corner come in. The ball got put back into Redmond. He looked about 5 yards offside. Yes, on replays you can see he's not offside, but it looks like he's offside. Even Redmond thinks he's offside because he doesn't really take the shot seriously. He just turns around and kicks it. Fabianski saves it. Romeo fails to get the ball up, so it bobbles free. Then Ogbonna goes sliding in, and as he slides in, he takes Redmond with him, who ends up punching it in the back of the net. I mean, 1-0 Southampton, and there's a West Ham goal you've ever seen one.
It was the hand of Flob, wasn't it? It wasn't even the hand of God that punched it. It was just like, it just went wrong. It was just chaos. And It was like, the weird thing is, it was chaos in slow motion as well, because the ball had looped in the air. Everything seemed to slow down. There are players piling in from everywhere, one's on top of one another. And you're right, it was a typical West. And I think the only what kind of goals Southampton were going to score, I just didn't think they looked like they were going to get past Fabianski or do anything of enough quality that would have got past our central defenders without something utterly bizarre happening, or it being some weird scrambled, like fluked in goal. It was a bit, obviously it was quite distressing, because I just thought, oh God, here we go. And they're going to fluke it and hang on to a 1-0 fluky, weird, scrambled in goal. But I thought, even as an aside, I thought we were way better than them at that point. But, it turned out that the quality shone through. But yeah, it was a typical West Ham goal, wasn't it?
I think it was a goal that summed up that game. I thought the whole game felt a bit sloppy in the first half. Towards the end of the first half, I thought it felt like the last 10 minutes of a game. Everybody was getting a little bit lazy or tired, one or the other. Passes were going astray. Both sides were sort of giving it back to the other team pretty easily, but neither side was capitalising on the other one's errors. So that goal, you just had to laugh at it. You just had to think, how is that going in? But in a game lacking so much quality, just a few minutes later, Mike, we got a nice slice of quality for West Ham. Anderson, this sums up Anderson, if you like. He's quite quiet for the whole game. Then all of a sudden he gets the ball on the edge of the box and bang, he just pings it into that bottom corner. 1-1 West Ham, and that's sort of the spark you needed, if you like.
I think if that was the sort of goal that West Ham concede, then that was the sort of goal West Ham have been scoring that season, if you know what I mean. It was typical of, and you're absolutely right, I thought Anderson was very quiet in the first half. And then suddenly he shows up, and that is why we are on, what are we on that, 27 points, something like that? And they're on whatever points they're on, 16 or something. It's because we have players of that quality that will just go, do you know what, bang, goal. There we go. And that is just about quality, and that is just about having that ability to pull something out of thin air. And it wasn't a terrific goal. And well played, Anderson. It was great that his head hadn't dropped. And I think that's the difference between him now and it was at the first half of the first half of the season, if you know what I mean, first quarter of the season, if you would, where his head would have dropped by now and he would have sort of started hiding a little bit. Now he still thinks he's going to change the game and will change the game at the drop of a hat. And well played. It was a lovely, lovely goal. Great strike.
6 minutes later, Southampton had a corner, and 30 seconds after taking the corner, it was 2-1 West Ham. In between that, the ball got cleared to Antonio, who broke and an inch-perfect pass, it has to be said, with his weak foot as well, found Anderson in acres of space, kept his composure, and just, slammed it into that far corner. He didn't just place it, did he? He absolutely blasted that into that far corner. 2-1 West Ham here. That's the counter-attacking football we've been treated to all season, if you like, and that just shows what we can do when we're in form and we've got a confident Anderson. That first goal, I don't think he would have scored that if he never scored the first one, and that makes sense. Yeah,
because the ball just did run away from him a bit. It's worth pointing out that when the ball went to Antonio and he's going belting up the pitch, I was watching the game with my son and we both stood up screaming, "Look at Anderson!" You could see on the screen, couldn't you? You're obviously watching it on TV, right? Look at Anderson! Look at Anderson! He's in acres of space. He's bombing down the middle there. And you just think he's never going to find the pass. And he did. He just did. Anderson just brings it under control, takes it a little wide. But the minute he wrapped his foot around it, he knew it was in, didn't you? Do you know what I mean? But you're right. I pointed out to Ivo, my lad, I was like, look, we were defending a corner. 30 seconds later, we've got a goal. And that's us. It's again, a very West Ham goal this season. Lots of pace, lots of quality. Well done, West Ham. Lovely. And I never thought for a moment after that we looked like we were going to lose the game.
Well done to Antonio as well. I think that's important. The composure he shows, the quality he shows. It reminded me of when we played Crystal Palace at London Stadium. He got 3 assists that game. He does have that in his locker. It's just not it's hard to find it in him. Because 15 minutes after this, he goes on this run down the right-hand side where he brushes off Shane Long, he brushes off another defender, creates a load of space on the edge of the box. Now, with the same foot that's just picked out that pass, has a shot which goes about 10 yards wide the goal, you think, oh, that sums up Antonio. But he's got the quality and endeavour. But that second goal was just Pellegrini football for me, if you like. As soon as you break, everybody go, just get up the pitch as fast as you can, and sort of trust each other to pick. Like Anderson had to trust Antonio was going to find him by making the run, and just thinking, if I make this run, I've just got to believe that Antonio's going to find me for it. He does it and he gets it. And what I liked about that, as soon as Anderson hit it, before Anderson hit, you can see Snodgrass, who's behind Anderson, just stop running because you can see Snodgrass think he's scoring this. Snodgrass just slows down completely as if he's always scored. But Mike, what you wouldn't have picked up at the game, or on first sight, you wouldn't have picked up. Southampton players were complaining straight after that game, and the replay showed you when the ball came in, Declan Rice is sort of wrestling their centre back. Is Declan Rice a lucky boy, or is that what you consider just to be like part and parcel of the game, and it's clever defending as long as you don't get caught?
Well, it was funny though, but they showed they're very clever on Sky, aren't they? Right, when they show the highlight, you see Declan Rice with him grappling him to the floor. But in fact, if you look back at the incident that happened, I remember the incident, he backs into Declan Rice and spins, and giving Declan Rice almost no opportunity other than to try and, do you know what I mean? He had nowhere else to go but to fall on top of him. So you could say that some refs might have given it. I thought Snodgrass should have had a penalty about 5 minutes before that. Do you remember? He kind of runs through, he's blocked off with an elbow. So you could say each team should have had a penalty in that game. But maybe he was lucky. I've seen them given. Do you know what I mean? I have seen those given, so maybe he was lucky. But, what do you think?
I don't think either are penalties. I don't think Snodgrass is a penalty either. I think the defender does his job, which is, this is my space. He doesn't move into Snodgrass. He just turns and Snodgrass bashes into him. So I don't think that's a pen. Whereas I think Declan Rice and this other guy, Benderak, I think how you say his name, they're both at it. It's a 50-50 thing. They're both at it. And the boy's only ever going to go down for a penalty when that ball's in there. He's never going to go down before the penalty, before the corner kick's taken. He's never going down for a reason. That's because he can handle Declan Rice. He can give as much as he's getting. But as soon as that corner's taken, suddenly Declan Rice is doing a bit more than what he was 2 seconds ago. When in reality he wasn't. But he just goes down. I think it's fair play and credit to the referee on both decisions here. I think he was right not to give West Ham one, and I think he's right not to give Southampton one as well. It's because if you start giving penalties for both of these things, then what's happening to the game of football? You're not allowed to touch your opponent anymore. Nah, you're allowed that, and it's clever play by both defenders. I think. Saying that, if Southampton did get awarded a penalty, I'd probably be sitting here saying Rice was a bit naive to be doing that, but it's a 50-50 thing. He was given as much as he got, Declan Rice. And actually, do you know something? When you're 19 years old, that's exactly the type of thing you should be doing. You shouldn't be. I don't want to use Diangana as an example here, but he got bullied a little bit today, and I felt he allowed himself to get bullied. Declan Rice, that defender tried to bully Declan Rice, and Declan Rice thought, actually, I'm having none of this. I'm going to give as much as I'm getting. And that's what you need to do when you're 19 in the Premier League and you're coming to it. But Mike, it finished 2-1. There was a couple of half chances either end for both teams. I mean, this, to me, I don't know about you, I'm ecstatic about this win. I thought we were going to get beat today. We've seen the lineups come out. We're injury ridden. I think our injured 11 would beat our 11 that went out today. And to get the win, it's just fantastic. Massive credit to Pellegrini and his staff, and massive credit to the players out there, especially when you go 1-0 down. It shows a lot of character, not just to get back in, but to go on and win the game, especially when you've got such a patched up team, if you like. It would be so easy to look around and go, how the hell are we meant to win? We've got this much injuries. We don't have this player, don't have that player. We've got our fourth choice captain, Alan Creswell, our fourth choice captain behind the Arnautovic, Zabaleta and Noble. It would be so easy to let your heads drop, but they didn't. They just kept going. It took a little bit of quality to equalise, but after that, we sort of grew in confidence and we looked good. And I think we were worthy of our 3 points in the end. And this today, I actually think this today is probably the one of our best wins of the season for me. Actually, it's not his best football played. That's what I'm saying. I've enjoyed better football in other games, but this win. It's got something else about it. We spoke about the Fulham game, said that was a clinical win. Man United, we've seen the champagne football win. Well, today, this was the character win, if you like.
Yeah, I agree. I know what you mean. I agree with you. I think this is all about Pellegrini this win. I think he's got probably put this line-up together weeks in advance, knowing that he was going to play these players this game, maybe minus 1 or 2 injuries. But, and I think they were well drilled as well. and they fought really hard. I know what you mean. This is a grafting, eke out, scrape out the points win, isn't it? As opposed to the champagne football, the clinical, taking about Fulham as good examples. I thought probably reminded me a little bit of probably we played slightly better technically against Everton, but it reminded me a bit of that one because that was quite close for a while as well as a game. And we fought hard in that one. And I thought in this one, but it was all about they were going to fight for this, Southampton were, because that's what they're doing at the moment, because they haven't got our quality. So we had to match that fight, then add our quality to win this. So I'm really glad we did that. And we did, when we needed to, just show that extra bit of class that we've got that they don't as well, to make sure we won the game. If we hadn't have done that, we wouldn't have won the game. You know, so we needed to do that as well as put that fighting performance in. I think Pellegrini is getting the most out of our squad, and we are right on the limits of that squad now. Do you know what I mean? We really are pushing the limit. That's what we could do with some players back, please, Mr. Injury Crisis people. But I appreciate it's the Christmas thing. We can't play Zabaleta every game, in midweek, and we've got Nova's well needed. The rest, I get all that. I get that. But today was an important one because you think we're going to have a slightly better lineup on Sunday against Burnley, don't you? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to that game, so I hope we do. We hope we get that one as well. If we can get, I mean, even now losing 1 in 6, this is, isn't it? We've won 5 out of 6. Phenomenal over December. That is a brilliant result and goes to show how well the players have reacted to Pellegrini and how well Pellegrini has got stuff out of that squad, which we didn't think was in there under previous managers.
Yeah, I think the team spirit showed today. A few players come in today, and there was a big question mark over a lot of them. Certainly, from my perspective, Ogbonna, I look at Ogbonna and think, oh no, not in the back four. He did all right today. There was a couple of shaky moments, but there's been plenty of shaky moments with Diop and Balbuena centre backs over the games we've been winning as well, plenty. So there was no difference today with Ogbonna and Diop. There was just as much shaky moments, if you like. So I thought he did all right. I thought Creswell was fantastic at left back. But one player, before we get on to individual performances, there's one player in particular I want to talk about quickly. Antonio. The big highlight was on him. We spoke about him at the very start because he was involved in the 3 minutes in, and he was involved in the assist for the second goal. But Antonio, there was a big spotlight on him. He's sort of been, I said at half-time, he's been our best player going forward, but the problem is he's also been Southampton's best player going forward. What did you make of Antonio's performance today, though?
Look, he works hard. He gives it everything, right? He really tries in that game. He was good going forward. And you know what you're going to get from Antonio. He's a unit. He's physically strong. He's very quick. The brain isn't there for a right back. It doesn't think it. Do you know what I mean? He's not a natural right back. We need a natural right back. It is a specialist position. We need someone who can play there if Zabaleta isn't. This is where it would be great if we have one coming out of the youth team just at the right time. Do you know what I mean? That's what you really want at this point. Or if Zabaleta is going to retire, I still don't know if that's for sure or not, then we really need to get one quick because Antonio isn't going to be that solution. We got away with it today against Southampton. If we were playing anyone around us or above, they would have had him on toast, and you know it.
Yeah, I actually think he did well. I think Antonio played well today. I think
he did.
The first 3 minutes was a bit scary. It was a warning sign, and I think if I was a Southampton fan, I'd be questioning why they didn't capitalise on that and why they didn't keep going for Antonio. Now, there's a thing that came out at halftime that showed you where all their players had their main touches, and it was very much 65% coming down our right-hand side, okay? But that's a credit to Antonio. The fact is they put 2/3 of their attack down our side, and only once or twice did it actually come to anything in the final third. I thought he did well. I actually do think he did well. And while defensively he is, sometimes you do have to just cover your eyes a little bit. Do you know something? He's no worse than Fredericks. Okay, from what I've seen from Ryan Fredericks at right back so far in Premier League, Antonio is no worse defensively. He's not. I've not seen anything from Fredericks which suggests he's a good Premier League right back. Nothing. I know he's not had much of a chance, but Antonio's done okay. And I'll tell you what, he is so threatening going forward from a right back position. If you were the opposite manager, you'd be thinking, oh, bloody hell, this team have got a striker, they've got 3 attacking midfielders, they've got 2 fullbacks who are both really good at getting forward. And Antonio got another assist today from right back. He got an assist every single game he plays right back, which against Cardiff, he got his goal, etc. Then what we're looking at here, I think a good manager and a good coaching staff, which we have, will know how to work with Antonio and how to protect him a little bit more, whether that is putting Declan Rice over on the right centre midfield position, if you like, and putting Noble on the left so that Rice is there to cover Antonio a bit more than Creswell or whatever. And I actually thought Antonio did really well today. I really, really did. And I think, we've seen a lot of players at West Ham in the last few seasons, Mike, especially, that go hiding a little bit. And you'd forgive Antonio after 5 minutes today. You'd forgive Antonio for letting his head drop, thinking, "Bloody hell, my passes are going crap. I'm getting ganged up on here. I've had players skidding me. Armstrong's coming over here, who's not even playing on the left, and he keeps coming over here." It'd be very easy for Antonio to think, "Oh, bugger this," right? But he didn't. He kept his head up, and he wore the shirt, and he said, it's almost like he's trying to stake a claim for the right back, but he's nowhere near as Ableta's class of right back. But I just think he's come out today with a 7.5 out of 10 for me, in my opinion. I thought
I'm not saying he didn't. The thing is, I'm not saying he didn't play well. He did well, right? He did really well. He worked really hard. He was a threat, real threat going forward. I think he's more of a threat going forward than Dan Garner, who's playing in front of him, was definitely. He wasn't being bullied by anyone, was he? Do you know what I mean? Antonio, he's been around a bit too long to fall for that sort of stuff. But he was caught out of position a couple of times when he shouldn't have been. Southampton didn't have the quality to capitalise on that, and a really good left-sided player, and that Bernard guy who plays for Everton, or Richarlison at Everton, or someone of that ilk, let alone the top six side, would have him on toast, and they would have him on toast as he is. Maybe if he stayed and we worked all summer on him being a right back, we could turn him into somebody who has that defensive nous. But for me at the moment, he's fine against that level of Cardiff, Palace, do you know what I mean? Or Southampton level. He will do a job for us, and that's great. But against a better team, I worry.
Well, that's half the team he's all right against then. In that case, Mike, he's good enough to play against half the league at right back. But while you say Bernard, going forward, Antonio would have him on toast because that geezer would not track Antonio. So we'd have an extra attacker running forward.
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
They didn't track Antonio at all, did they? They just let him go.
I don't want to turn this into an Antonio show, but I just thought he was worth discussing. But individual performances, Mike, as always, take your pick to praise or criticise anyone. It's completely up to you. Not Antonio, we've done him. On you go.
Okay. Criticise, we appear to have only brought Andy Carroll on to foul people because that's all he did. I still don't see how Andy Carroll ever fit into this team. The only criticism I've got, it's not his fault, it's just the way he plays. And he just fouled people. He hit people, headbutted them a lot, didn't he? Who played well? I thought Diop was great. I thought Creswell had a superb game at left back again for us. Of course, Anderson, second half was really, really good from him. I thought Snodgrass was solid all the way through as well. Do you know what I mean? He put in another determined showing as well. Obiang was he did his job well. So you didn't really notice him, but they weren't getting anything out of the midfield, were they? Because he was there doing that closing down job. Do I do man of the match now?
No.
Okay. And another player I'll tell you about when I do man of the match. It's blinding the obvious if I've not mentioned him. Oh, Fabianski, great game from him again.
Well, now I know who it is because obviously it's between our Irish/English midfielder or our keeper, but now I know which one it is. I thought Fabianski is superb. He is so calm. It is unbelievable. When they tried firing crosses, no problem. He comes out and plucks them out the air, no problem. There was a couple of times Creswell chested down and went to clear it, and Fabianski you could see he screams at him. You can't hear it or that through the TV, but because Creswell just stops and Fabianski just comes out and picks it up and you think, brilliant. This is brilliant. A keeper that's aware of what's going on around him. A keeper that's commanding his 6-yarder. A keeper that has a defence with confidence in him. And he's worth points, plural, to you over the course of a season. It's unbelievable. He's genuinely turning into be one of our most important players. I wouldn't like to see us play a league game without Fabianski in goal. The experiment would scare me a little bit. Declan Rice, though, was just absolutely insane. I know you're going to do him for your man match, but I'll let you say about him at the end. But he was just incredible. He does things he shouldn't do. You know, a pass will happen. You'll think Redmond, for example, is way down the line, and suddenly Declan Rice just appears on your TV and just gets the ball and goes away with it. You think, where does he come from? Like, how's he even got there? His reading of the game is second to none. He honestly can read that game better than J.K. Rowling can read a book. It is unbelievable. Like, his composure on the ball. Tonight's game was really, really scrappy. The one time you felt chilled was when he got the possession, because he just turned around and passed to someone in a West Ham shirt when Snodgrass and Obiang, etc. They all had a solid game, but it was all a little bit scuffy, a little bit just kick it away type thing. Rice never once did that. He just put his foot on the ball, just calm things down completely. And the only player I'm going to half criticise is Perez. When you're the fourth choice striker at West Ham, or third choice, whatever, your opportunities are going to be far between. Okay, you're not going to get many. So when you do get one, it's quite important you take it. Okay, come on against Cardiff, he took it. Bang, he took his opportunity. Brilliant. Then he got a start in the next game and got taken off at half time because he had a little bit of blood on his foot. So he had to come off at half time. Tonight, he got a chance and it was on a plate for him. He didn't take it. In the second half, I always feel a bit sorry for him because it was almost a carbon copy. But this time he did hit it sweetly. Unfortunately for him, there was a defender right there with an absolute fantastic block on him. But he did not take his chance. I'm sorry, but now if there's a striker fit for Burnley, i.e. Hernandez, you're no longer starting because you failed to take your opportunity tonight. You don't get that many chances. Ogbonna, Creswell, Obiang, they can all go back and look at Pellegrini and say, I took my chance today. You know, I should really not be getting dropped from this game. Perez can't really do that, unfortunately. And it's through his own fault, if you like. But Mike, man of match, I know who you're going to pick, and I'm not really going to disagree with you. But also your final words on the game, etc., etc. Your final words. Finish off by a man of match, please.
My final word on this is that it was hard fought. We fought well. We showed a bit of class we needed to. I thought it was a terrific win. We're right in the thick of that heavy set of Christmas fixtures. We're having to rotate. We've got it. And also, look at the huge array of injuries. I'm not going to name them all. You know they are. But loads and loads of injuries. We've had to rotate. And we've still come away with a win from what was a tricky game. A team who've just won 2 on the bounce as well, under a new manager, still in new manager bounce mode as well, aren't they, Southampton? And I thought we were clearly the better team as well. It's worth pointing out. My man of the match is, of course, Declan Rice. As you're right, it hardly took Sherlock Holmes to work it out, did it? But I just love his composure with and without the ball. When he's not got the ball, his ability to just turn up almost wraith-like in the right place, like he's some sort of mythical beast, to try and take the ball off someone on either wing or in the centre, but then to know what to do with it. And also, when he backs up attacks, have you seen him just drop back away from that front line and just receive and move the ball? The ball's on the left, on the right, it will just go to Rice and switch to a great pass out over to the left so that we can restart down that side. He's like that linking, go back and link player. Do you remember a couple of seasons ago, even last season, we just seemed to spend forever with that same move. It'd go to one player, then to another, then back over there. Then it's just Rice bang gone. And the other team is chasing our shadow because of it, yeah? He's such an important player for us. I find it hard to believe he's still on £2,000 a week or something. Shh, don't tell anyone. Let me be in for him. But what a player. I mean, he's 19. Such composure. And what an athlete as well. He's such a great athlete. It's where he just motors up and down that pitch. He just shows, he's not bullied, as you say. He just shows real class and experience all the way through. My eulogy to Declan Rice, people. I know you're going to talk about the Burnley game separately and you'll do a preview for it, but I'm taking my lad who's 6 to his first away game because it's up the road from me here. So if you see me there, say hi. I'll be there with Ivo. Looking forward to that. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep calling this a win of character today. I think today was a win of character. I'm gonna stick with that. We've had the win of clinical against Fulham. We've had the win of champagne football. We've had a few different types of wins, and this is just another type of win we've seen under Pellegrini, and it just shows we really can win in any way. So, and we didn't really play football the way we've been playing all season. It was a bit slow, lethargic, a bit direct at times, but we made it work. Today was a battle. There wasn't much footballing quality from either side at times today. It was, you could tell it had that just after Christmas feel about it. Everybody was a bit, but we won it, and that's what's important. This is a huge win, in my opinion, because this wipes out the defeat against Watford. This gives us huge momentum going up against Burnley, who cannot stop conceding. And this is such an important win. It's such a big win, I think. It's one of our bigger wins this season. 10 injured senior players. 10! And we've still managed to win. 6 subs. We've only had 6 subs today, and one of them was Silva, and one of them was Connor Coventry. Now, there's no disrespect to them, obviously, but Pellegrini's bench has only got 5 outfielders, and 2 of them are from the under 23s, okay? This game was there for Southampton. This was there for them to take it, but they failed to do it. And while a bit of it is because Southampton were just a bit crap tonight, credit where it's due to West Ham. We made them play crap. We gave them nothing. They didn't get a sniff. Anything they had, we had an answer for. And then, luckily, what Anderson had, Southampton didn't have an answer for it. Now, my man match is going to be the same as Mike's, Declan Rice, but I'm not going to go on about him constantly. Mike's done it. I've done it. But Anderson is so close, a runner-up to me. But it wasn't for like a bloody such a 10 out of 10 performance from Declan Rice. Anderson would have scooped this accolade easily, because this is what we get with Anderson. He was quiet against Watford, but when we did the review, I know I had a little bit to drink in that, but I didn't want to criticise Anderson by saying he had a poor game. I said he had a quiet game, and that's because I think when he has a quiet game, we just have to sit there and wait. We just have to wait and be patient until he gets something, until he gets given a chance by someone, or he gets in shooting distance, or he does something, because he will make something happen. We're just going to have to be patient. And today, 50 minutes in, we finally got our rewards. He was, after 140 minutes of quietness against Watford and Southampton in the first half, he turned up. And as soon as he got that goal, it's almost like you're watching a caterpillar turn into a butterfly on the football pitch. It really is, because he just spreads his wings after that goal. And all of a sudden, you're seeing this beautiful, pretty thing flinging down the line, taking players on, dribbling like I've not seen a West Ham player dribble in a long, long time. The speed he does, the way the ball's never more than a yard away from him when he is running full speed. He's a special, special player. When he's quiet, he's a £20 million player, but when he's on form, he turns into a £50 million player, and that's what we're just going to accept, Anderson. I thought he was brilliant tonight, because he's got his 8th league goal for West Ham tonight. That is a superb return for an attacking midfielder, and halfway through the season, that is absolutely brilliant, regardless of who you are. And he doesn't take penalties, etc., etc. So they're all from open play. I think all 8 of his goals are from open play, and that's a fantastic achievement. Gylfi Sigurdsson is one of the best attacking midfielders that scores goals, but he takes pens and free kicks. He has that extra thing. Anderson doesn't have that. He just has that magic touch in his boots, and what a bloody joy it is to watch, actually. And it makes you look forward to watching him. And so yeah, unfortunately for him, Declan Rice was just out of this world once again. But anyway, Mike, pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us. We're 2 happy hammers, obviously. Enjoy Burnley, and I shall see you very soon.
Yeah, will do, mate. Thank you.
And you guys at home, let us know in your comments below what you thought of today's game. It was a character win, as I keep saying. Do you agree with Declan Rice being man? Or how good was Declan Rice today? Man City need to replace Fernandinho, and I've got a feeling they're going to be looking at London Stadium for their man. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll be back very, very soon, possibly tomorrow night, with 1 or 2 people to talk about the Burnley game. Thank you for joining us.